Hi everybody, my name is Richard and I own San Diego Cell Phone Repair, and this is the iPhone 11 Pro screen replacement video. Let's get this started. All right, let's get this started. All right, so very quickly before I begin, you're gonna need these items to start this repair. Now you can find all of this stuff in the description underneath the video. So you're gonna need a double zero screwdriver, size 00, an iPhone pentalobe screwdriver to take the 2 screws off the bottom, a tri-tip screwdriver, plastic stick to unhook connections, cell phone opening tool, and this comes in handy too. All right, so first we're gonna want to take off the 2 screws right here on the bottom. All right, so we got the first screw taken off, and now the second screw taken off. And this is done with a pentalobe screwdriver. So now we're gonna use this heat gun. I'm sure you can use a blow dryer, but you're probably just gonna have to blow hot air around the edges a lot longer. This allows the adhesive or the waterproofing to warm up, which makes it easier to take apart. So as you see, we have 1, 2, and 3 shields that we have to remove. So we're going to start off with the first shield, and that is what covers the battery. So we have 1 and 2 screws, and then you have a shield, and keep these organized. So what we're going to do next is unplug the battery. Now this phone actually has 2 battery connections. As you can see, the battery is shaped like an L. And here's the other battery connection that is down at the bottom. And this shield has 4 screws. Remember, always keep these organized, as you can see how I'm laying them out. So here goes that bottom battery connection. So next we're gonna take off this shield up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 screws. Now this shield covers the screen connections. Remember, through this whole process, keep these screws organized. As you see here, as I lay the screws down, I lay the shield right next to them. You see all 3 shields, and you see all 3 sets of screws around them. So now we're gonna unplug the screen connections right here. So there's the first, second, and now this is the 3rd screen connection. So we're just gonna set the iPhone away because now we don't need that anymore. And we're just gonna concentrate on the screen. So as you see here, we have 1, 2, and 3 screws. Now these all 3 screws on this screen at this point, they're all different sizes, so keep them organized as well. As you see, there's a little baby screw, then there's the big papa screw, And then there's the mama screw, which is the medium. It's just a nice little 3 person family. So now we're going to want to blow heat on the front of the screen and get this nice and warm. Now, the reason why you blow heat, it's to warm up the adhesive, because these wires are stuck on the inside of the screen. And if you don't use heat, what you'll end up doing is you'll want to tug on them too hard, and you might damage the connector that we have right here. And that connector, that ribbon cable, it's responsible for the ear speaker and the Face ID. So if that connection right there, that ribbon cable gets damaged, your Face ID will not work. And then you're going to want to take off this plastic piece right here. You're going to want to transfer that. All right, we are at the halfway point. Just as you guys see, everything here is all organized. You can see these screws go with this shield. This shield has its own 2 screws. This shield has its 4 screws. And this is just 3 screws that hold in this thing. So you're going to want to transfer this thing over, because the new screens won't have this. So you want to transfer over to the new screen. So now let's start from reverse. So when we get the new screen, we're going to want to start first with that plastic piece right there. And then we're going to start with this Face ID connection right here. And you're going to want to line everything up. If something is off, especially see that little gold thing right there, if that's not lined up with a hole underneath it, that little mic won't work. It'll be covered. So you want to make sure that that's perfectly lined up. And then we're going to align all these little screw holes right here, because it's just going to make everything easier when we go put these screws in. So there's one, there's the second one, and then here's the 3rd screw. Now, since you'll have these organized, they'll be easy to put back in reverse. And then we'll just start with one shield at a time. So first, we're going to want to plug in the screen connections. Now we're going to want to plug in the screen connections first before the battery. So make sure you have your screw holes all lined up. Once again, it makes it a lot easier if you do, because you're holding the iPhone with one hand. So here we go with the first screw. Here's the second screw. Third screw right here. And the 4th screw. We got 2 more to go. Screw number 5. And our last screw on the shield right here. And then we're going to want to plug in the battery right up there, followed with this shield. And the first of 2 screws. So that's 2 shields down, 1 more to go. Plug in that battery connection right there. Get that shield for the bottom battery. Line up the screw holes right here. And let's start it again. 4 screws. There's 1. You got your second screw right here. Here's your 3rd screw. And your 4th screw. Now we're going to want to fold the screen over so we can fit the screen back in. You're going to want to go in a back and forth direction. See how I have it right there? And we're going to put the last final 2 screws right back into the phone with our pentalobe screwdriver. And we got our last screw of this screen replacement right here with this iPhone 11 Pro. Now, as you see, that wasn't so hard after all, right? Piece of cake. Now do me a favor. If you use this video to actually repair your iPhone 11 Pro, write down in the comments how you did. Was it easier than what you thought? Or was it harder than what you thought?